Or a nice trip. Oh yeah. It's well jammed in the ground, but it's not growing there. Where's the other one?
Two more.
Oh yeah. There's a little track here, look.
Yeah.
Feels like a little game trail. They do seem very fresh. Because it's only just rained today, hasn't it? I was looking at Max Power's video this morning, and he was talking about finding bigger structures. What was that? Just fell down behind me then.
Piece of wood, I think.
Did somebody just chuck something at me?
It wasn't you turning on that, was it?
Oh God, I don't know. Now I've had a wave of fear just come right over me.
I heard it go clunk.
Oh, that wasn't nice. It probably was just a squirrel.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Max. So, Max was saying a bigger structure, and then close by it, oh, it's quite interesting, look, that is a Y stick there, and close by it is a smaller, more subtle structure, like that, possibly. We're having trouble finding glyphs on the ground here because it's really, really overgrown. We're treading on all kinds of, logs and sticks and things, but we can't actually see terribly well through the undergrowth. So I've just looked down to the ground, right next to that little structure and the pinned arch, and look, this is what's here. So there's a Y stick and another stick interlocked into it, and then there's a little cross there.
Yeah, because that wouldn't fall like that, would it?
Well, I can't see how that would fall like that. No, because that's gone underneath it and then over it. And also I just noticed as I was gazing about this here. Now again, it could have just fallen out of that tree, because look, it's got a lot of broken off bits, so it's probably dying. So we can't say for sure ever, can we? And then there's this. Now all of these are right around that pinned arch, and you can see that pinned arch from, metres and metres away. Another leaner, look over there, and a little leaner there on the end of this big fallen tree. Oh, hang on, another pinned arch. Where's that, Rob? Can't see because I've took my specs off so I can see the screen. Where is it? Oh, there, look, there's another one there. Oh, oh my goodness, so there's one there, going up there, and then there's two more there. And, as usual, there's a lena near them or on them. Now that's interesting, because if you walked through this pinned arch, walked underneath it, would it aim you at that other one? It kind of would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because the other one's just there.
And there's one there.
Another one. Old Hawkeye's just spotted this. So we've got the Y stick, but I think the little end has snapped off there. And then we've got this kind of over and under and over kind of pattern there, both jammed in to these trees. And over there, leading up to it, is yet another lena. Oh no, it's not a lena, it's a snapped branch. A big old twisted break. What does it all mean? Notice that we're on the edge of the woodland again, and this is where we're finding a lot of the sign. If we continue up there, there's like an old boundary wall, and then it gets really, really dense, and I don't think we can get through it. But this bit is much clearer. Look at this, stuck in this tree. Super Y stick. And here's another little bit. What have you got there, Rob? Oh, look at that, a pinned arch there, under this, being held down by this piece of wood. That's nice. Oh, and two sticks there, two lenas. Oh, and one of them's a Y. And that's funny.
Yeah, those stuck in there.
Stuck in there like that.
Because that one's under that fallen tree.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they just fell there. Who knows? This is quite interesting. So we've got one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all intertwined and laid down into this tree. We're right by a big ditch, so we're going to go through the ditch and over to that other side and see what else we can see. Now, to me, this looks like almost like abandoned rooms that were maybe used a year ago, 2 years ago, and then the forest has come and covered up the area. So it'd be interesting to come back here after a winter to see if these get uncovered, or to see if these areas are changed at all. This in the tree here. Then behind it we've got one pinned arch. Then we've got a lena, if you can see that. And then we've got another Lena and another pinned arch. And another Lena over there. And another Lena there. Now these could have all tipped over on their own in the bad weather or something like that. We don't know. But we'll document. Oh look, parallel-ish sticks. I like those. Don't know what they mean, but it's very interesting. Sorry, what did you say, Rob? Oh yeah, it makes a cross. Yes. Oh, is it like a broken off pinned arch, do you think? It looks like a pinned arch, but then the end is snapped. But that does stand out, doesn't it? And there's a piece crossing those. Some more parallel sticks. Or were they the same ones I've just filmed? I'm getting confused now because I'm going round in circles. I like that. That's very nice. Oh, there's another one over there, look. Great spider hanging off my hat. Oh, I don't like that. Oh. Right, hang on, I'll have to stop again now because my camera's getting wet. I'll have to dry it. Hang on. Just spotted this. So this bit here anchors that one in place, but then also anchors this straight one, which then crosses over at the top with another one. Oh, that's a break. I see. And then that one's poked down through it. They're genius, aren't they? Yeah. So there's this big old log lying on the floor with this one leaning up. And behind it we've got a pinned arch being held down with another log that I think is, yeah, it's snapped off. Here's the end of it. So that pokes through there. It's kind of broken a bit there, and then it continues along here and along there to make a big holding down bit for the pinned arch. Then fixed next to that is another pinned arch, and then of course behind it is a Lena, and then up in the air is a cross. Now is this a pathway? It looks a bit like a pathway or a route way. Now that's really interesting. Now I saw this, yesterday or the day before on Anchor's video. Look, we've got a big branch and it's being held up and positioned directly on top of there, and then it feeds through by the tree and away. And the end of it snapped off. Maybe that was a big pinned arch originally. But this we've seen so many times. And I mean, can that happen just naturally?
If the foot fell off onto that, it should just bounce off.
Well, yeah, if it's heavy enough, you would think it would just bounce off as it fell. Oh, I've got a break there. Gosh, there's so much stuff in this wood. This is on one of these routeways that I keep blabbering on about from one side of the, well, from the east to the west or from the west to the east, I don't know. And there's a whole swathe of woodland. If you look on Google Earth, you can follow a swathe of woodland from the other side of Angoulême all the way along here, all the way to Aulnay and towards Saint-Jean-d'Angely. It's incredible. You could easily walk through those woods and just hop across a few fields in between, and I don't think anybody would ever see you. That's a Y stick, of course. You see how has that rubbed away that?
I think it's just the bark come off.
Yeah, probably rubbed it away when the wind has blown. Oh, I can hear a crow alert up above us. Right, I've got to stop again now because I've got to dry my camera. Is that a great big A-glyph? Possibly. I don't know. Very old because it's covered in moss. So it must be from at least last winter, because as we were saying before, we haven't had any rain till today. Now it's making up for it. Not had rain for proper rain for three months maybe. Oh, this is nice under here. Feels like a bit of a den. Okay, we've gone into the top end of that wood and we're just walking in now. We've seen this little glyph, and then directly in front of it is a pinned arch, and then another pinned arch. Hawkeye's just spotted this, so we've got this bit here, but then as you come around it, there's a break there that's been twisted over and bent down. There's another stick that's poking through it, but then here you've got this cross. Now again, this really stands out in this environment. And there's two leaners there, one to the left, one to the right. Then there's another leaner there, plus it's resting on that one, which is poking in that tree, with another leaner back there.
Yeah.
Look how strange this is. This massive tree has fallen down, but it's landed on that. Now, I can't see how that can be just nature. But then again, could anybody push a tree down so it landed on that? And where's the rest of that? Because that's not it, because it's not thick enough. And that's not it, because that's not thick enough. So where's the rest of this tree? And why is that enormous one sitting on top of it? Maybe that's the rest of that. Could be. Maybe that's thick enough. Not sure really. This is quite an interesting little bit. So we've got the Y stick, we've got two great big logs that seem to be making a fence here, And then inside we've got like a little, like a room. And it's got a perimeter again. And what, how many metres is that? 20 metres from the other one. And here's another kind of a, like a barrier, a fence. And then over the other side of there, again it looks like rooms, or almost like something's been sitting in there. Now, you know I was saying in my other video about wild boar making a deeper hole? Well, that is wild boar. If I put my specs in it, you'll be able to see how deep it is. So it goes right the way down there, and there's still 2 or 3 more inches above my specs. So that's what, 9-10 inches. Whereas the other ones that we see are just kind of flat, disturbed earth, as opposed to dug down in holes. Oh, Rob's found something amazing. What have you got, hon? What is it? Oh my goodness, look at that over there. Oh, look at that. Oh God, now is it human? Oh look, there's one of those disturbed pieces of earth, but it's flat, it isn't dug down, to illustrate my point. Oh, look at this. Now, can this be people making like a shelter? Okay, so that's what's around it.
This is where the dip is as well, you said.
I know, I did wonder where that little dip was. It would seem a good spot to have water, you know, for them. Let's go around the other side, have a good look at it. Now, can this be the farmer again, saving wood for the winter, leaving it in here to dry out? Look, there's loads of plant pots there. Yeah. Isn't that weird? Why would you dump them in here instead of taking them to the tip? Now, you can see that none of those bits of wood are cut, but the shape of it and the way that it looks could easily mean it was done by humans. Hang on, let me just climb, oh God, through this bush, then I can get a bit closer. So, is this where a forest person stays the night? Look at how that is hooked into there to making a piece going across to support the structure. Now the other bit of the structure is resting on this big log that goes over there and goes down and rests on the ground. We've got another piece of wood that goes horizontal along the back of there to support those, and then we've got this break here. Now, has this been bent out of the way so that they could make this little shelter? But I mean, it doesn't really look like also, you'd be very comfortable under there.
What we were saying before was about them possibly putting human rubbish near where they live, so people think it's humans that have done it, not Sasquatch.
Well, Rio and Chris Noel both used to say that regularly.
That's why the plant pots could be there.
Yeah, that they put human detritus next to their structures to what is it, spoil the scent?
Yeah, or camouflage.
Or camouflage, yeah. To make people think, oh well, this has got to be human. So, no idea whether this is human or not. But it's, I mean, we're just in the middle of nowhere. There is a farm over there somewhere, which is probably about, I don't know, half a mile away. Obviously people do come in here because of all the plant pots, so we can't say for sure that it isn't human. But it is very, very interesting, and of course it was Rob that spotted it, not me. Now that's interesting. I'm just walking back towards Rob, and underneath this structure there's a little tiny pile of vertical sticks. So here's another area of disturbed ground. We can't find any footprints at all. We have been looking, but as I'm blind as a bat, I'm not much help. But Rob's got good eyes. Oh yeah, and there's another one, look, see, so we've got all this green stuff, and then suddenly a clear patch, and again all the green stuff, and then suddenly a clear patch. It could quite well be where the deer spend the night, but there's a couple of choice leaners there. This is very impressive. There's my hand. So it's what, six inches width. And it's in there with this one pushed underneath there, and then it's hooked on that little where nodule. We are, to show you that there aren't any people around. I mean, there's us here, which means that statistically people must come here. That's the wood we've just been in where the shelter is and the plant pots. And then the nearest place is that farm just over there. So I mean, it could be their kids who come out in the summer and camp out in the wood. But if you look around us, the nearest place to us is a place called St Fraigne, which is still 2 or 3 miles over there in that direction, but at the moment we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. So you can see that you wouldn't have thought it was a place where people would come to wild camp, but then we're here, so maybe other people have had the same idea as us. I don't know, it's such a puzzle.